Hello and welcome. You're watching Question Hour. Well, it's one show where we get you all the latest from the proceedings in the Parliament House, whereby members question the government and they get reply of the queries from the ministries and departments. I'm your host Rajat KAIN, joined with my colleague KRITI MISHRA.
Thank you so much, Rajat. And as our viewers know, that there are different types of questions that are asked by the members of Parliament: the start questions, the unstarred questions, and also the short notice ones. Well, through these questions, the members can fix accountability and also seek response from the government.
Well, Question Hour is an essential tool of parliamentary democracy, and as Kriti, you mentioned, there are broadly speaking three categories of questions: start, unstarred, and the short notice one. Start are the ones where replies are given directly on the floor of the House, whereas unstarred are the ones where replies are given in the written format. And our show, Question Hour, focuses on the unstarred questions asked by the members. How these questions are asked and how they are answered. Here is a small presentation. A member submits his or her questions at least 15 days before the office of Rajya Sabha chairman. The Rajya Sabha Secretariat chooses the questions to be answered through a draw of ballots. Separate ballots are held for starred and unstarred questions. The questions are scrutinized for admissibility under the current rules and precedents. Questions are disallowed if they are not in order. Advance copies of chosen questions are sent to ministry or departments concerned. The ministry concerns collect information to prepare the reply. The minister concerned reply to starred questions on the floor of the House and provides written answers to unstarred questions. Up to 160 unstarred questions are listed every day in a separate list.
So there you saw the presentation. Rajat, now let's begin the Question Hour show.
Well, the first question of this edition of the show that was asked by member VIJAYASAI Reddy from Ministry of Agriculture. The member asked, what are the constraints in adopting organic farming, that is a shift from the conventional farming to organic farming, and how the government is helping farmer on this issue?
Well, the government has unveiled several steps for promoting organic farming in the country, and this response has been given by Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar. And he goes on to say that the conversion period from conventional to organic farming is 3 years for perennial crops and 2 years for annual crops as per national standard for organic production, which is at par with international standards. NSOP is applicable for both National Program of Organic Production and Participatory Guarantee System Organic Certification followed in the country. During conversion period, farmers do not keep their land vacant but must continue to grow crops as per NSOP. The crop grown during conversion period is sold as in conversion to organic. Government of India has been promoting organic farming in the country through dedicated schemes, namely Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana and Mission Organic Value Chain Development for North-Eastern Region since 2015-16. Both the schemes stress on end-to-end support to organic farmers, that is, from the production to certification and marketing. Post-harvest management support including processing, packaging, marketing is made integral part of these schemes to encourage organic farmers. Under the scheme, farmers are provided financial assistance of 31,000 directly through DBT for inputs, biofertilizers, biopesticides, organic manure, compost, vermicompost, botanical extracts, etc. Similarly, under another assistance program, 32,000 per hectare 3 years is provided to farmers towards purchase, production of organic inputs like seeds, bioorganic fertilizers, biopesticides, etc. In addition to the above, farmers are also supported for certification, value addition and marketing of their organic produce right from the first year. And joining us on the Question Hour show is Rajya Sabha MP Mr. VIJAYASAI Reddy. So during the 253rd session, you'd asked a very important question on the constraints for organic farming in the country. I do remember that the committee that you had, the parliamentary committee, had also submitted a report in this regard. How important is the issue, sir, and what is your take on government's response?
There are 5 constraints in the organic farming. The first constraint is during the transition from inorganic farming to organic farming, there is a drop of 30% yield in transition years. The second constraint is underutilization of funds. Under Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, the total amount allocated was approximately about 1,307 crores, out of which in between 2015-16 and 2019 and 20, and out of which 757.7 crore was released. Third constraint is the organic farmers do not trust certification as much as the National Program for Organic Production certification. The fifth constraint is National Center for Organic Farming training largely theoretical and lacks technicalities. Organic farming has got very bright future for the simple reason that organic products would fetch more money to the farmers. Secondly, the organic products have exportable products, and there is an exportable demand for that. Organic farming has got a promising future ahead, and the number of years say so. A growth in the organic farming and exports, for example, 2016 and 17, 24% growth rate, and 17 and 18, 39% growth rate, and 18 and 19, 47% growth rate. India needs to increase its production and also exports. India is the second largest exporter of organic products in Asia after China, but India's export accounts for only 0.55% of total global organic trade. Sikkim shows the way. No discussion on organic farming is possible in India without reference to Sikkim, because entire cultivable land in Sikkim has been converted into organic farming, more than 76,000 hectares under organic certification. Both state governments and central government should encourage organic farming. At present, the total area under organic certification in India is about 3.5 million hectares. In spite of having the large number of organic producers, the area under organic cultivation in the country is only 3%. Therefore, special incentives to organic exporters have to be provided by the Ministry of Commerce, should offer special incentives to organic exporters, and the existing MEIS scheme may be modified accordingly for increasing our export competitiveness of organic products in the world. And further, the Union Finance Minister, Madam, has imposed an agricultural infrastructure and development cess of 2 rupees 50 paisa per litre on petrol and 4 rupees per litre on diesel. Huge amount raised should be allocated to APEDA, Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority, to increase the infrastructure to boost organic agricultural exports. Further, a comprehensive policy with uniform standards for the whole organic sector is to be framed by the central government, an all-inclusive holistic framework for the overall organic sector encompassing all the aspects of production, marketing and trade in the country.
So what are your suggestions, sir?
Organic farming has got very bright future for the simple reason that organic products would fetch more money to the farmers. Secondly, the organic products have exportable products, and there is an exportable demand for that. Organic farming has got a promising future ahead, and the number of years say so. A growth in the organic farming and exports, for example, 2016 and 17, 24% growth rate, and 17 and 18, 39% growth rate, and 18 and 19, 47% growth rate. India needs to increase its production and also exports. India is the second largest exporter of organic products in Asia after China, but India's export accounts for only 0.55% of total global organic trade. Sikkim shows the way. No discussion on organic farming is possible in India without reference to Sikkim, because entire cultivable land in Sikkim has been converted into organic farming, more than 76,000 hectares under organic certification. Both state governments and central government should encourage organic farming. At present, the total area under organic certification in India is about 3.5 million hectares. In spite of having the large number of organic producers, the area under organic cultivation in the country is only 3%. Therefore, special incentives to organic exporters have to be provided by the Ministry of Commerce, should offer special incentives to organic exporters, and the existing MEIS scheme may be modified accordingly for increasing our export competitiveness of organic products in the world. And further, the Union Finance Minister, Madam, has imposed an agricultural infrastructure and development cess of 2 rupees 50 paisa per litre on petrol and 4 rupees per litre on diesel. Huge amount raised should be allocated to APEDA, Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority, to increase the infrastructure to boost organic agricultural exports. Further, a comprehensive policy with uniform standards for the whole organic sector is to be framed by the central government, an all-inclusive holistic framework for the overall organic sector, encompassing all the aspects of production, marketing and trade in the country.
All right, on that note, thank you so much for joining us and speaking to us. And moving on now, and this question has been asked by two members, Member Ami Yagnik and Member Fulo Devi Netam. And this question is to the Ministry of Finance. And these members have sought detail of expenditure on Atmanirbhar Bharat packages.
Well, these Atmanirbhar packages were introduced by Ministry of Finance and the Government of India during the span of lockdown due to COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. There were several phases of Atmanirbhar package aimed at helping people which were struggling due to the lockdown and also to give fillip to economic activities across the country. In the reply given by MOS Finance and Anurag Singh Thakur, the Government of India had announced Atmanirbhar packages on May, October and November of 2020 respectively. The Atmanirbhar Bharat package comprises of various long-term schemes, programs, policies announced with the objective of fighting COVID-19 and to make the country self-reliant. These are mostly long-term measures on which outcomes will be visible in due course. The Ministry, Department have been tasked to formulate schemes, programs announced under Atmanirbhar Bharat package. Concerning them, take necessary approvals and meet the expenditure out of fund provided in budget estimate and seeking additional funds in revised estimates wherever necessary. A statement indicating details of expenditure incurred under the Revenue and Capital head by the Ministry has been annexed in the reply. Benefits have also been provided under Atmanirbhar Bharat package and PM Garib Kalyan package to mitigate the suffering of people due to COVID-19 and MSMEs through Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. The statement has also been annexed in the reply. Ministry of Finance has issued guidelines to states on the schemes, special assistance to state for capital expenditure for promoting capital expenditure by state governments for financial year 2021 on 12th of October 2020. All states except Tamil Nadu, who has communicated unwillingness, have submitted proposals under the scheme for new and ongoing capital works and projects. The allocation for Assam has been enhanced from Rs 200 crore to Rs 450 crore. The projects amounting to 10,656.5 crore under Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3 of the scheme have been approved so far, and the amount of Rs 5,328 crore as first installment has been released to the states. Further, residual amount of Rs 101 crore not availed by state of Tamil Nadu has also been allocated to states of Arunachal Pradesh, Goa and Manipur. Well, moving to next question that was asked by member M. Shanmugam from Ministry of Finance. The member saw details of PSUs which has been earmarked for disinvestment.
Well, the government follows the policy of disinvestment through strategic disinvestment and also through minority stake sale. And there's a detailed response given by MOS Finance and Anurag Singh Thakur. He goes on to say that strategic disinvestment implies substantial sale of government shareholding of CPSEs which are not in priority sector along with the transfer of management control. Niti Aayog has been mandated to identify such CPSEs based on the criteria of national security, sovereign function at arm's length and market imperfections and public purpose. Profitability loss is not among the relevant criteria of strategic disinvestment. Based on the criteria laid down by Niti Aayog, the government has in principle approved strategic disinvestment in 34 cases since 2016, out of which strategic disinvestment in 8 cases has been completed. 4 CPSEs are under consideration for closure, 2 cases held up due to litigation, and remaining 20 transactions are at various stages. Besides, in certain other CPSEs, the government carries out disinvestment of minority stake sale without transfer of management control from time to time through various SEBI-approved methods such as initial public offering, offer of sale, buyback of shares and exchange-traded funds, depending upon prevailing market conditions. The Union Cabinet had approved the revival plan of BSNL and MTNL on 22nd of October 2020, which includes reduction in employee cost, administrative allotment of spectrum for 4G services, debt restructuring by raising of sovereign guarantee bond, and monetization of assets. The Union Cabinet had also decided on 28th of December 2016 for the closure of Indian Drugs and Pharmaceuticals, the National Textile Corporation Mills, and it has also been implementing the Board for Industrial and Financial Reconstruction, which is BIFR, Approved Revival Scheme, Modified Scheme 2008. And now let's move on to the next question, and this one has been asked by member GC Chandrasekhar, and this question is to the Ministry of Ayush. And the member has questioned the government on the collaborations with the foreign countries and the MOUs signed with the foreign countries for promoting Ayush system of medicine.
Well, the reply to this query was given by MOS Ayush, Kiran Rijiju. The Ministry of Ayush has signed 25 country-to-country MOUs for cooperation in the field of traditional medicine and homeopathy, namely Nepal, Bhutan, Hungary, Trinidad Tobago, Malaysia, WHO Geneva, Mauritius, Mongolia, Turkmenistan, Myanmar, Germany, Iran, Sao Tome, Principe, Equatorial Guinea, Cuba, Colombia, Japan, Bolivia, Gambia, Republic of Guinea, China, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Suriname, Brazil and Zimbabwe. 23 MOUs for undertaking collaborative research on Ayush systems of medicine have been signed with various foreign universities in countries namely Germany, UK, Canada, WHO, Geneva, United States, Argentina, Israel, Brazil, Australia, Austria, Tajikistan and Ecuador. Ministry of Ayush has signed 13 MOUs for setting up of Ayush academic chairs with foreign institutions, universities in countries like Mauritius, Russia, Argentina, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Latvia and Trinidad and Tobago. The Ministry of Ayush is implementing centrally sponsored schemes through state and union territory governments and providing financial assistance to them for development and promotion of Ayush system as per the proposals received in the state annual action plans. Further, public health being state subject, creation of health facilities comes under the purview of respective state and union territories. However, under National Ayush Mission, as per the proposal received from state and UTs, Ministry of Ayush sanctioned setting up of 92 new up to 50 bedded integrated Ayush hospitals since inception of NAM till 2019-20. During 2019-20, Ministry of Ayush provided grant and aid of rupees 494.91 crore to states and union territories. So various components under NAM and states and union territories have reported an expenditure of rupees 117.77 crore. Well, moving on to next question that was asked by member Vikas Mahatma from New and Renewable Energy. The member asked about generation of power from the solid municipal waste across the country.
And this response has been given by Minister of Power, R.K. Singh. He goes on to say that 6 projects with a total capacity of 86.3 megawatts for generation of power from municipal solid waste are functional, which is 0.023% of total installed capacity of power projects in the country as on 31st of December 2020. Government gives various incentives to promote power generation from municipal solid waste, and these include: Ministry is implementing a program on energy for urban industrial agricultural waste, residues and municipal solid waste for recovery of energy in the form of biogas or bio-CNG or power from urban industrial and agricultural waste or residues such as MSW, vegetable and fruit market waste, slaughterhouse waste, agricultural residues and industrial wastage and effluents. Financial assistance depending upon technology is provided to project developers under the program. Incentives for power generation from MSW are as follows: power generation based on biogas through biomethane, power generation based MSW through thermal technology. Government also provides custom duty concession for procurement of machinery and components required for initial setting up of a power project and compressed biogas plants using non-conventional materials, namely agricultural or forestry or agro-industrial or industrial, municipal and urban waste or bio-waste or poultry litter. According to amended tariff policy, distribution license shall compulsorily procure 100% power produced from the all waste to energy plants in the state in the ratio of their procurement of power from all sources, including their own, at the tariff determined by the appropriate commission under the section 62 of the Act. In order to increase the capacity of production of power from biomass in the country, in addition to the program on energy from urban, industrial, agricultural waste, residues and municipal solid waste mentioned at part, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy implements a scheme to support biomass-based congregation in sugar mills and other industries. And moving on to the last question of this edition of the Question Hour show, and this one has been asked by member Bhagwat Karar, and this question is to the Ministry of Tourism. And the member has asked about the details and the steps taken by the government for attracting foreign tourists in the country.
The reply to this query was given by Minister of State for Tourism and Culture, Prahlad Singh Patel. In the reply, the ministry says that it promotes India as a holistic destination in overseas markets by showcasing India's rich cultural heritage, including Buddhism and Hinduism. With a view to showcase the project, the Buddhist heritage in India and boost tourism to Buddhist destinations in the country, the ministry organizes international Buddhist conclaves biennially with participation of leading Buddhist scholars, monks, tour operators and opinion makers from overseas. The Ministry of Tourism, under its hospitality program, also invites overseas tour operators, media and opinion makers to cover major festivals. India tourism offices in the overseas markets, in association with Indian diaspora, celebrate a number of Indian festivals including Diwali and Holi. The Ministry of Tourism undertakes promotion of tourism to India and overseas markets including countries in Southeast Asia through an integrated marketing and promotional strategy and a synergized campaign in association with the travel, trade, state governments, union territory, administrations and India missions. The specific elements of promotional efforts undertaken overseas include advertising in print, electronic, online, outdoor and social media, participation in international travel fairs and exhibition, organizing Know India seminars, workshops, road shows and India evenings, brochure supports, joint advertising with travel agents, tour operators, organizing and supporting Indian food and culture festivals, printing of brochures and inviting tour operators, media personalities, opinion makers to visit country under hospitality program of the ministry.
Well, that's all we had for you in this edition of the Question Hour show. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.
Thank you. Goodbye.